right, everyone, I welcome you to the Limitless by Nature show with Simon Matthew, and I am really excited to be doing this at this time. I sincerely appreciate you for keeping tabs with this channel of choice, talking about Simon Matthew TV, and it gives me a great deal of pleasure to be connected with you at this time. The Limitless by Nature show is a show that is designed to help connect you with resources that would help you live the limitless life as designed by your maker for you. And so I'm so excited because you have chosen of all of the other shows to be connected at this time for to this particular show. And so I would like you to sit down, relax, and enjoy. All right, welcome back. So thank you very much for investing this time. We're going to be looking at something very interesting. But before, I just want to share this story with you. I remember some time ago, I wanted starting a podcast. All right, and the first thing I did was to try to learn what podcasting was about, because prior to that time, I didn't know much about podcasting. So I decided that I was going to learn. So I approached someone to teach me. And the person, I think the person gave me a fee. Maybe I couldn't afford it. I can't remember now because it's been a while. So, but I know that eventually I didn't take that class. But as God would have it, somehow I was able to stumble on a class, and I took the class. And I also did my research, an extensive research on podcasting. Then I started. All right. At that time, I started with an earpiece. All right. I think that I got for about 300 naira, which is about when compared to dollar, I think it's about right now, based on the dollar rates, it should be around maybe half a dollar or so. All right, that I got the earpiece, and I decided to start. All right, so I just started with my smartphone, and of course I was able to, based on my research, I was able to get some software and some applications that helped me with editing, and I was able to edit, and I started. And today, that was actually what gave rise to my channel on anchor.fm, talking about limitless radio. All right, and I think it has around by my count, it should be around 1,000 plays so far in over 10 countries, and I'm really excited about it. All right, and that leads me to what I want to share with you, which is starting now. Start now. See, it is easy. Whatever it is that you want to do, if you don't attach urgency to it, chances are that you will not do it. That is the truth. The truth of the matter is that a lot of persons have aspirations. All right, when you ask every 10 persons, hardly would you get one person out of the 10 or two persons out of the 10 who don't have anything that they desire to achieve or to become. All right, so it is very easy. A lot of persons, we all have aspirations, we all have ideas as to what we want to do and all of that. But the difference between those who have that ideas and those who eventually achieve them is the fact that some persons decide to go to work based on those ideas, and some other persons decide to do nothing about it. And the truth of the matter is that if you don't do anything about those ideas, if you don't do anything about your aspirations, you don't do anything about it, you may not be able to become what you have set out to become. And that is the reason why, as a result of that, I decided to put a book together, which is titled "It's Doing O'Clock." It's going to be launched very soon, and so I'm really excited about that, because I've come to realize that the problem is not that many people don't know. The problem is the issue of doing. You understand? The problem is not that many people don't know what they want to become or what they want to do in life. But the issue is that they don't know what to do to become whatever it is that they want to actually become. Now, thinking about actions, thinking about starting something now. In the course of trying to put this together, I've actually outlined certain things that can help guide you, all right, which are in the form of steps, and for you to be able to do something, for you to be able to go to work immediately, which also helped me while trying to put together my podcast show, all right. And the very first has to do with the ideation or conception step, the conception stage or the step, all right. It's important for you to be able to, those ideas that you have in your mind, you should be able to write them down, all right. You be able to write them down, document them, put them down, all right. Itemize them. Okay, I want to do this and that by this so and so time. Write them down. That is the ideation stage. You write them down, then you find out some of the things that you want to do, you put them down. Then that leads to the next thing. The next thing is the research step. The research step or the research stage. This has to do with, okay, now that you are aware, now that you have an idea of what you want to become or what you want to do, the next thing is for you to do your research on them. All right. Like I did with the podcast, I did an extensive research about presenting, extensive research about editing, and the rest of that. All right. So you need to do your research on them. Research on those things. Do your research on them. All right. Once you do your research on them, document all your findings. Document as many findings as you can find. Write them down. And that leads to the next thing. The next thing then is the preparation stage. At this point, you have an idea of what you want to do. You have already gotten knowledge on how to go about them. The next thing is to start implementing those things that you have gotten in the course of your research. All right. In the course of your research. To further help you, you can decide to submit for mentorship, all right, or undergo a training or a coaching program in line with what you desire to do. Then the next thing has to do with the testing or the awareness or the validation stage. All right. Now you have an idea of what you want to do. You've done your research. You have submitted for mentorship or training. The next thing is to then try out what you have learned. Right. The next thing is for you to try out what you have learned. So by the time you do that, you will begin to. By the time you do that, you would make some mistakes, which is okay. Right. You make some mistakes, which is okay. But you have already, in the course of all of these things, you are learning. It's very important. Then the last stage is the launching stage. So after you have tested, all right, you have separated the wheat from the weed and all of that. You now know exactly what it is going to be like, and you are all set to launch. You can then launch out, and before you know it, you become better. Now, there are certain things that you need to also take into consideration when we talk about taking actions, when we talk about starting now. The very first thing is that money shouldn't be the first thing you consider when you're talking about an idea. Money should not be the first thing, because why am I saying this? If I had considered money to be the primary thing that I need to be able to start, I wouldn't have started the podcast. That's the truth. Because as at the time I had that idea, I hadn't money to start. I hadn't all of the resources to start. So sometimes you may not have all of the resources to start. All you just have to do is start. And I want you to also know that money may not be the thing you need to start. If in as much as money is very important, I'm not taking the place of money. You need money to be able to get resources and to be able to start. But money shouldn't be the first thing you consider when starting out, because if money is the only thing you want to consider, or is the most important thing you consider, you may likely not start. And the interesting part is that money may never come. That's the truth. You understand? So it's important. I want you to also note that it is by you taking action on those ideas that you get closer to the actualization of those ideas. It is by you starting work on those ideas that you get closer to the actualization of that idea. In fact, the actualization of any idea is activated by you commencing work on them. By you commencing work on them. Very, very important. Always remember the stages that we talked about that would help you move from just having an idea to you actualizing that idea. The very first is the ideation stage. And the second has to do with research. The third has to do with the training stage. And the fourth has to do with either the testing or the awareness or the validation stage. Then the last thing is the launching stage. And always remember that when you're considering factors that would enable you to start, don't over concentrate on money. Sometimes what you need to start could be people. You understand? Could be people. There are some people who all they have is ideas. There are some other people who all they have is the money. Imagine ideas. Imagine this person with idea, then this person with money. By the time they come together, they will perform wonders. All right. So my desire for you is that you start work on that idea straight away, right now. So I am daring you to start now. Thank you very much for investing this time. I trust that you have learned something on this show, the Limitless by Nature show. My name is Simon Matthew, right? And I'm your friend. I'm here to help you, right? So thank you very much for investing this time. Please feel free to subscribe to this channel, and also feel free to turn on your notification. And if this has helped you, please let me know in the comment section, and also feel free to share with other people as well, so that they will also come and enjoy that which you are enjoying. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Keep living the limitless life. Bye for now.